Brandon Wilson, and I'm an elementary education major in my junior year at Appalachian State University in Boone, North Carolina. Service learning is an important component of ASU's Bright College of Education's framework. As part of my service learning, I interviewed 3 international students at ASU about life in their respective countries compared to life in the United States, their preconceived ideas about America, the reality of those ideas, and the stereotypes they have encountered. Now, let's meet the students and hear their stories.
My full name is Caroline Jerry Jao. When I'm here in America, a lot of people call me Caroline. When I'm in Kenya, a lot of people call me Kado. And then my dad sometimes call me with my middle name, which is Jerry, but that's not too often. I'm from like a really small tribe called Kikuyu in Kenya, and the tribe is believed to have be formed by these 9 daughters, and Jerry was one of the daughters. So I guess that's the meaning behind my name. Yeah.
So my first name is Dongwon, my last name is Jung. Well, I'm from South Korea. My dad gave the name. He wanted me to be, the Jung mean the word, and Dong mean east, the Won mean a circle. So you know how sun rays to the east? He wanted me to be sunshine everybody.
Do you have a nickname of any kind?
Yes, Indy, I-N-D-Y. I got it from Indiana Jones.
My full name is Pedro Rabelo Melo Franco. I have several nicknames, but those are like all in Portuguese, so it wouldn't make sense for you. But in Brazil, we have a lot of like diminutive forms, so people call me Pedrinho, which is the diminutive form for me. Guys would call me the aumentative, like my big name, like Pedrão. It's like Big Pedro. So those are the kind of nicknames that are common for almost everyone.
My mom was a teacher in Kenya, and she was a teacher for like 20 years, and she always wanted us to come here in America, and she's actually the one who made it possible for everybody to come here. And the reason is because she wanted, I have 2 older sisters, and she wanted all of us to get to go to school in America, because the education here is valued a lot. Like, it has more value in the sense that once you have a degree, you're more likely to get a job anywhere, like in the world. So that was like a huge thing for college. Yeah.
Now I grew up until maybe 17, and I moved to study in high school in America. It's in Paris, North Carolina. It's a dome school. I love it. I wasn't really stressed about studying. Like I said, I was in school 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 p.m. And like the class actually begin to 8:30, and then it end at 5. But now, you obviously you're gonna eat lunch and dinner at school. But it's starting as we're gonna have a dinner at 5 to 6 and 6 to 11. It's just like it's requirement to they have to sit there and study your own. You're not allowed to go to home unless you're sick. You have to get special permission to get out there, So I was really stressed about it, and I want to get more freedom, and obviously, I want to learn more English to it, and then that's my favorite subject. So I took a test. There's an exchange program, and I took the exchange program and I got accepted.
Yeah, I'm here for my master's degree. I got a full scholarship from the Brazilian government, and they kind of requires me to go back and stay for 2 years. The Brazilian government offered 600 scholarships for everyone in Brazil, and I got one of those scholarships, so I don't pay for school here. I get money to live here, so that's a pretty good deal.
The main difference being a teenager here versus being a teenager in Kenya, particularly, it's not everywhere in Kenya, but particularly where I grew up in, people go out, like you get a boyfriend, but you don't tell your parents. Like, you can have a boyfriend, but that's not something you tell your parents. Versus here, like if you have a boyfriend, you get to introduce them to your parents and, like, you know what I mean, your whole family. in Kenya, when you bring a man to your parent, it better be marriage. Like, it has to be marriage. So that's like one of the main difference that I see. Another difference being a teenager here versus being like a teenager back in Kenya. I think the sense of here, like, you get to have a clique, if that makes sense. You have like 3-4 people that you can call best friends, versus in Kenya, like, everybody is your best friend. You get to talk to everybody, like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember being in high school in Kenya. Like, I knew everybody in my class, I knew everybody in my school, and we talked, we studied together. And then I came here and I had to find like 2-3 people, only like the 2 people that I got to like really click with them. And it was so weird to me not getting to know everybody in my class. I was like, I want to get to know everybody, but at the same time, you don't want to go to people's personal space. So that was like another difference.
It's like when you turn 18, it's kind of an obligation for you to leave your house. Of course, some parents let the kids stay, but also all the teenagers, when they turn 18, they want to live by themselves. So that's something that it will only happen in Brazil if you're going to study in a different city from your home city.
I mean, now I have a bunch of American friends, but I heard from when they were young, they always have a PE class, and what they like to do, after school they can like play basketball, play soccer, whatever those activity exercise they can do. But like I say, when I grew up, I cannot do all that PE or activity thing, because you have to decide what you want to be in middle school. And you decided to go to academy high school, no PE class. They don't let you play soccer out there. They don't let you play basketball. They let you study. When I grew up, those middle school, you guys playing like, for example, play basketball, and then you guys can still play basketball and study. You guys still can play basketball and go to college. But me, in order to do that, I have to go specific in middle school. I want to be a basketball player, and done. That's the only time I can play basketball and study.
I just like, it's weird because being in Kenya, you hear about America, but you can like really visualize. Because to be honest, this is gonna sound really funny, but I thought like in America people like walked on air. I knew that America was like a first world country, and so about these big country, like, you know what I mean, and they have everything that you would always want. So I couldn't really, I had a picture back in my mind how America looked like I thought like maybe the houses were like up in the air and stuff like that.
Right before I got here, I pretty much had a good idea of how it would be. The basic stereotypes, which is junk food everywhere and whatever you learn from movies. Basically, you have, in high school, for example, you have the popular kids, and they bully the nerds and everything like that, and there's the prom that people like tries as much as they can to find somebody to go with. If you go to a fast food in Brazil, it's this size, in America it's this size. And there's the refill here, you can get as much soda you want. In Brazil, you pay for one and that's it.
Though, of course, the big thing is about what I heard is food. What we eat is totally different than American style. In Korea is actually most Asian country that eating spicy food. And it's separate to China and Japan. And I was so used to eating, those spicy food, and then, America, those pizza, hamburger. I didn't have this until I was in like middle school. Like we started having a McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut, like that when I was in middle school. But like I didn't have much, and I came here in high school. I was like, whoa, it's everywhere. I was like, easy, convenient, let's go, let's eat. Like every time a hamburger, I was like, another hamburger, hot dog, another one. It's like, it's like, do you guys have something else? It's like a spicy food,
My first impression was like, it's just normal. Like, it's just, I came here and the air was the same. The air that I breathed was the same air that I breathed in Kenya. The roads, well, the roads are well developed here, but like, I mean, it was like you got to travel with a car, and the houses like were just almost the same. And so when I got here, I just came to realize that it's the same life that we all live. Like, it's not like a different life, or like we're in the same planet. So that was like a hit in the face. I thought I was gonna be floating in the air.
Order me to go to middle school and high school, we had to wear a uniform. We had a uniform. And then, college, we don't have a uniform, but at least you have to wear nice clothes, like at least polo like that. But then, when I came here, it was kind of culture shock. People came here PJ. People came here just really, really big hole in their shirts, and it's like, it was really culture shock. It's gonna be never happen because the professor gonna kick you out for dress up not nice. It's never gonna happen. Like some people walk around without shoes. It's never gonna happen in Korea because they're gonna kick you out. In Korea, it's a very small land. Everything is like you turn around, it's there. It's like my hometown. Like I walk everywhere. Transportation 24 hours. So like a lot of people in Korea doesn't have any car because the transportation, we can even go anywhere just using simple public transportation. And like I say, it doesn't matter what time it is, we deliver for free everywhere on anytime. So I can order it on the phone, and it's very convenient. But in America, it's like something you have to think about, ordering some time. You can order something 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and and everything's far away. The one thing I needed is car. When I came to America, I needed a car because I need to go somewhere, and it's too far away. Without car, you're done.
Some people start speaking Spanish with me, thinking that I speak Spanish, but Brazil speaks Portuguese. It's the only country in South America that speaks Portuguese. And some people call me Mexican sometimes. I had a professor calling me Colombian for no reason. That doesn't bother me. They don't have to know what kind of language I speak. I know that Brazil, it's famous not because of economy or anything like that, but it's famous because of soccer, because it's a beautiful country. So sometimes I feel like people should know that, but I don't really care, to be honest. What I just do is oh, I'm sorry, no, I don't speak Spanish, I speak Portuguese. So that's me teaching somebody something new. But what I don't think it's very cool, it's when they assume that I speak Spanish and start speaking Spanish with me. When they ask, it's one thing, it's fine, but then decide, oh, you're from Brazil, and then, oh, ¿qué pasa? And then I don't speak Spanish. Just ask me and then I'll tell you, and then you can say whatever you want to say.
I remember one time, this one person walked up to me, and I was like, yeah, I'm from Kenya. And so they were like, do you live with lions or monkeys right outside your house? And I was just like, no, you just didn't say that, you know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes I'd be like, no, it's not like that. But some other times I'd be like stop saying that, that's not okay, So yeah, you get that sometimes. When you're a senior in high school, you'd be looking at all these different colleges, and you get to choose which one you want. And I remember my really good friend who I met when I went to high school there. One of her friends were talking about Upstate, and they were saying about how in the dining hall at Upstate, they have they have different kind of plants where they grow inside, and that was I later found out they were talking about the solarium. You know how in the solarium they have different plants, and there's like water running. And so when I got to hear about App State the first time, they were saying how like the plants are in the dining hall. And so I was like, that sounds really, really cool. Like, I definitely want to go there and get to eat my lunch and dinner every day in that dining hall. That way I get to see the plants and like the water. So that was like one of the main factors that I chose App State. But also another factor was that my roommate was coming here. Like my best friend, who's now my roommate, she got accepted here, and I got accepted here too. And so we were like, we should all go to the same college and get to experience college together. So that's another reason why I'm here.
So I chose some universities that had like a renewable energy program or solar program, whatever. And I found University of Toledo, UMass Lowell in Massachusetts, and there was another one in Ohio, plus App State. And I got accepted in all of them, but I just felt like it would be a great idea to come to App State because it's in a city in a mountain like my city. I could do some rock climbing here, which I like to do a lot. And I heard that the program here was good, so I came here.
Here in the App State, it's just perfect. Just like environment for me, where I am, you know. I think it's like mountains around by me, and school surrounded by school. Love the fresh air, not too hot, you know. It's quiet, you know, something like that. It's just like where I grew up, the place is a perfect fit. It's similar to it, so I love it here.
I'm not only from Kenya, but I'm my own person and I have my own beliefs, and I'm not like just Kenyan, like I'm Caroline, and I feel like some people miss that, and I just want people to know that beyond being Kenyan, like, you know what I mean, I have my own beliefs and I have my own values, and I believe that we should get to appreciate everybody, not only from where they're from, but also like get to know them like individually, like, you know what I mean.
Don't it's like say Korean, if you don't confuse with oh you're Japanese or you're Chinese, you know, I'm Korean, so make sure, you know, people remember me as Korean, because it's really bothered me. You from Japan or you from China? No, I'm from Korea. For some reason really bothered me. Plus they're like, you know, I wish they don't make fun of my eyes. You know how those people make fun of those eyes. I mean, yeah, some people think it's really cute or attractive, but you know how people sometimes make fun of you like that. I wish they stop doing it. We don't like make fun of your, like, you know, America about, you know, obviously, you know, being huge or I don't know, something like that.
I like for them to know that I'm from Brazil, so they don't have to judge my English. But I try to, when they ask me what is my major, and I'm glad to tell them because that's something that I think is cool, which my undergrad was in electrical engineering, and now I'm doing renewable energy engineering. Like, that's pretty cool. But I try to make them see that what I want with that is to make the world a better place, basically. Just go away from fossil fuels and coal plants of whatever, all those stuff that are not good for the environment.
Please don't wear PJ to your school. It's very unrespectful for teachers.